Hello everyone, I'm Kailoto, and we're back with Opus Magnum, Episode 10. This may be, in fact it probably will be, the final episode in this Let's Play. There may be some additional parts, extra content in the game that I'll cover in a sort of extra series. But for now, I believe we are reaching the end of the main storyline, and there's only a few problems left to solve at the most, so we're getting down to it. Here we have Curious Lipstick. Interesting. Are you at all nervous about going through with the plan? Perhaps a little, but I can only trust in our abilities. Why? Are you nervous? I keep asking myself if we've missed something. We've been over it many times. It's as sound as anything I've designed. Oh, Natius. Alchemy itself is a science, but alchemy's effects on the world are like anything else, impossible to predict. I don't know about that. Some things are eminently predictable. And responses like that one surely are one of them. Here we go. Oh boy, the Glyph of Disposal. Glyph of Disposal removes unneeded atoms from the board. Where disposed atoms go is poorly understood, and a matter of some debate among theorists. Ooh, that's very spooky looking. So this is sort of like the recycler in Space Chem. You've got basically a way to trash stuff that you don't need. That's what it looks like. Removes unneeded atoms from the board. Oh boy, and we've got this Curious Lipstick. I'd like to point out here that you will definitely need the Glyph of Disposal for this one, because we have a Glyph of Animismus here, and these salt elementals, and that will create one part Vitae and one part Mors. And we only need the atoms of Mors. We'll need 6 of them, in fact. All of the atoms of Vitae will need to go into this garbage chute right here, this little shredder or whatever. And yeah, I've kind of avoided talking about it, but this is a fearsome looking product. It's got 2 little like triple things right here. Don't know what else to call them. And we're gonna need Van Berlo's wheel for certain, because we've only got salt. And these will have to be bonded to a ring of Mors. And in case there was any question about what this Curious Lipstick is designed to do, well, this ring of Mors gives you a good idea that it's probably akin to some sort of poison. And thus the plot takes shape. Probably Clara Soria is meant to woo House Colvan, entreat him, give him a kiss, and transfer the deadly lipstick. That will be quite a thing, but we've got to make it first, and we might be here a while. So, I'll get to this. I will catch you on the other side. Okay. Yes, it did take quite a while. There's just so much to set up, but I believe I've got it working now. So, this mess over here is to send this salt atoms over to the glyph of animismus. Here we'll take the vitae component, drop it in the disposal. Here we'll take the Moore's element and we'll kind of make a ring with it up here. While that's going on, every other turn, one of these salt elementals gets moved over to here, where it's converted to whatever thing we need at the time. Then it's brought over to this area. It's turned into like one of those 3 atoms connected thing together, like an H2O molecule, and then this one will bring it up and put it in its correct position. And then eventually the ring will be brought over here, dropped up here, so it kind of goes on it like that. And then, yeah, and then this arm will grab it and drop it in the output. I think this is pretty fast. It's not the fastest, I don't think. That might actually be one of the fastest, though. Let's give it a watch. So here we can see the ring building it up. These 2 arms on the side cycling through, drops it over here, there it goes. Here we can see the vitae being dropped out here constantly. There's the glyph of duplication and that little Van Berlo wheel getting a lot of work out. There's the 2 parts of 3, and they all get bonded together over here. Brilliant. 3 cycles less and I'd be in that bottom bar, I think. Or is that how that works? Let's see here. Oh, it might be a little bit less. 125 I need. But, pretty good, I think. It's good for a first attempt. I hope Clara will survive. It so happens that I quite like her. She'll get the non-lethal doses as long as she doesn't lick her lips. I mean afterwards. Surely that would not eliminate all of the suspicion. It may depend upon how well she can act the part of the innocent, oblivious house heir. Luckily, it seems she's quite practiced at that. It's unfortunate that circumstance compels her to hide her intelligence that way. Especially when she's in fact the smartest person I've ever met. Wait, really? More than me? Only you. Universal solvent. When I was in the university, I had so many ideas. It's almost nice, in a way, to have just the one now. Do you feel it too? A sense as though I were being guided along a path towards some inevitability. A shame that nobody will ever know about how I made the universal solvent under great duress with only the barest of ingredients. Perhaps someone will tell the story one day. It seems rather unlikely. The whole point of making this is so that there won't be any evidence left behind. Universal solvent. It's like the Holy Grail. Oh, dear God. Universal solvent. Indeed it is. As you can see here, it quite matches the orientation of this whole thing. We've got 4 things of salt coming in. It's a decent amount. And we've got lead. And we need to make tin. That's going to be to be purified. These are going to need to be duplicated, or wait. Yeah, they'll need to be duplicated. And we'll need bonds all over the place. Lots of bonds. Alright, well, this one actually looks, I don't want to say easier, but it looks like there's more repeatability that I can sort of make use of. That being said, this part in the middle here looks a little tricky, and well, I mean, I'm not going to make a fast design the first time around, but well, let's stop beating around the bush. I'll get to it. Catch you on the flip side. Okay, I do believe I have it. Oh, wait a sec, let me just make sure that drops it. Alright. Let's give it a watch. So over here we've got the purification and the vitae and mores, which form the center of the cornerstone. That part repeats. Oh, something's off. Did I get the order wrong, perhaps? No. There's an extra bond right here. Okay. I have to look into that. Let's see here. Salt and vitae. When does that happen? Right here, doesn't it? No. Ah, when you pull it like this. Okay, is there a way to avoid that? The problem is when you did it that rotate first. I know how to deal with this. Make it really simple. A quick fix. Let's see if we rotate that one more time. It will be something like this. Okay. Let's hope this works now. Right over here, that's where we're assembling each part. That kind of gets spun onto this thing. Oh, there we go. That's working now. Just bodge it together. Yeah, remove that bond at the end. Alright. I'm about to dissolve the transmutation engine itself. We must be sure every piece of the plan is set. As far as I can ascertain, we are ready. Mills has taken the packages. Clara is set for her stunning debut. And are you truly ready? I should be the one asking you. There's no choice. It must go. All of it. Then good riddance. Yes, let's go. And off goes the transmutation engine. No time for talk. Surprise! I've found you, hiding out in this rotting hovel like the rat you are. You bastard of an alchemist. Don't think I don't know every part of your plot, and the names of all your accomplices too. I'll have to admit, it was a decent plan. Everyone at the ball is quite shocked. And then Lady Soria's confused look. Her confused look, her biggest eyes. My lipstick? Why, it was a gift from the Colvan alchemist. Luckily, House Colvan's guards are no match for me. I'll explain it all to them later, once I return with your head. The funny thing is, the assassination of Terror Colvan and the collapse of his house hardly even matters to me. Terror was an idiot, easily beguiled by promises of riches and wealth, and his house didn't deserve to be in his hands. In fact, the attack on House Van Tassen was entirely my idea. I simply planted the seed in his impressionable mind. And why did I do it? Let me ask you a question in return. Imagine if the Van Tassens had worked for you instead of the other way around. If you had been in charge, wouldn't you have won that battle with your superior knowledge and tactics? Wouldn't you have what you wanted? So why weren't you? The houses were weak. After centuries of decadence, they don't deserve what they have. But we do, by the very fact that we can take it from them. I'll rule House Colvan easily enough once I'm cleared of the assassination you tried to pin on me. The damage from the explosions will have to be repaired too, of course. I am generous. You can get what remains of House Van Tassen. Then we can simply evenly divide the other houses between us as we overtake them. What do you think? What's wrong with you? Why aren't you saying anything? It's a mannequin! Mr. Hallucination. Is that... No! You... No! You're not even here. You're gone already. I get it. Good one, Natius. Good one, yes. Ha ha ha. My plans. My Opus Magnum. Dear C and A, I don't know if this letter will reach you, but I thought I would try regardless. Occasionally, Nils is able to impress me. I wanted to express my sincere thanks to you both. I know that what you did was not for my sake, but your work and your actions befitted me nonetheless. I owe you that recognition at least. The coming days are dangerous ones, as ambitious powers rush to fill the vacuum left by the fall of House Van Tassen and the collapse of House Colvan. But in truth, the game itself has not changed at all, only the players. I offer you the protection of House Soria if you ever feel you need it, or had an interest in joining us. But my sense of it is that you've had more than your fill of the city's battles and intrigues. When I picture you now, I imagine you've set off on a journey somewhere very far from here. Safe travels, Clara. Well, that's Opus Magnum. It's quite something. I had a feeling that the mannequin would be used with the Mist of Hallucination. It's quite the ridiculous ending, though. With Varen Raleigh spilling his entire plans to this little mannequin over here. Alright. Fontel's alchemical observations. Oh. Well, what are we looking at time-wise here? I think we're almost at the half-hour mark. Why not? Let's at least read this forward. Fontel's alchemical observations. Forward. Given the way alchemical engineers work today, it is easy to forget that the most of the important alchemical devices in history were created under the constraint of severely limited space. Working with miniaturized production model transmutation engines is sometimes called production alchemy, and though interest in this particular approach has waned over the years, it remains an important part of the alchemical engineer's work. That is why I have endeavored here to give some examples of the alchemical machines I have encountered in several of my travels, in and around the city, specifying only reagents and products, and for those which clever alchemists studying this book will prepare their own solutions. Huh. So, I'm willing to bet that this part right here, as you can see, like, there's like a vial full of iron and water and saline, I believe, or silver. And, like, these things can be slotted in these positions, and then you have, like, reagents in these specific areas, and you, like, build things with this very limited area. And this looks super fun to me, just because I love making area optimized designs, and the novelty of this is just it's fundamentally amazing. Like, I like the idea of having this little box that you carry around and do alchemy in. That's such a cute idea. But yeah, I might tackle those in an extra episode at some point. That'll mostly be a bunch of me working on really difficult problems. But for now, I think that wraps up our Let's Play. We are running a bit long here, but that's okay. I hope it was enjoyable to you. I hope that the way that I structured this Let's Play, with me working on the solutions through time lapses and sort of somewhat explaining them sometimes and letting them run so that you can watch them, helped you, get a feel of the game without having to slog through, hours and hours of someone trying to solve something and staring at a screen, and you know, I compressed that down a bit. So hopefully that made it enjoyable, and it still felt like you were able to get a full grasp of what the game is like. So I believe those are my thoughts on the matter. In the description you'll see a link to the final set of optimized solutions for the main Let's Play, as well as possibly, it might not be down there when the video goes live, but eventually there will be links to an album that shows the conversations that you find in Sigmar's Garden and in a few other areas of the game, where I took screenshots of those and uploaded them. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll have more info on extra episodes later on. But for now, this is Kailoto signing off.